What a treat to be back with Deb Harrison, PicklePongDeb. You've seen her on YouTube. She's the best demonstrator. But now we're talking, we're not demonstrating, because some of the things that come up, Deb, in pickleball aren't just show me how to do it, hit me 100 balls so I can do it right, which is obviously what needs to be done for muscle memory. But there's other issues like how to communicate with a partner. So there's two kinds of partners. There's your tournament partner who in theory you know and have practiced with and maybe you've been in other tournaments with. That's one issue. The other is rec play. Sometimes a complete stranger. Maybe you remember, is this Joe or is it Don? And you think you played with him before, but basically a stranger. The issue of saying yours or mine about balls, mostly in the middle. What do you think about the fact that most rec players, in my experience, don't communicate enough? They don't say yours or mine. We get it all wrong during the point. We clash our paddles or the ball sails by, and we say to each other, we should have talked. How do we teach ourselves? How do you teach people to actually identify yours or mine with the word?
Well,
Do you?
occasionally I'll say communicate on every point.
I like that. So explain that.
Even if you know it's yours, your mouth.
Yes.
It's very hard for people to open
Their
their
mouth.
mouth.
It is. You're
And
right.
so I know it's annoying. It's very annoying when it's obviously yours
Right.
when you're practicing, but to
Yeah.
get in the habit of opening your mouth,
I
just
like
do it
that.
every point.
That's
Mine,
a great
even
idea.
if you know it's yours.
No, you know what? That is the answer I was looking for because yes, there are some people on the court that say yours, and you almost feel like stopping the point and going, "Yeah, duh, it's coming right at me. You aren't even near it." But in
And
fact, like yes,
particularly in divorce court, in the
oh,
middle of the court,
divorce court. Is that
middle
what
of the
you
court,
call the middle of the court? Divorce court?
middle of the court.
Oh my God, I love.
Make your calls and make
Yes.
them early,
Yeah,
quietly, quietly.
right.
You do
Right.
not have to yell.
That's right.
Mine, mine, I'll go. Yeah.
Yes.
And
I
whatever
love that.
terminology
I love
you
that.
use,
Yeah.
please don't yell because it startles people.
It does, it does. And then you think, whoa, really? Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. It is starting.
So be careful about the tone.
Oh,
Mine,
explain that. Just calm.
but say it easy. Say it early.
Yeah, I love that.
Say
When
it
I,
easy, say it early.
yeah, when I
Not
play with,
loud.
yeah, you're right. And as soon as you identify that it's yours or that you think you've got the best chance at doing it, then you say, I go. When I
I
play,
do that. I say
you
go.
don't do. I go.
I go. And the other
Yeah.
person should back off.
Yes. And relax and just melt away a little.
Yeah, back off. I
Yeah.
go. So what happens between two people? It's in the middle, and nobody calls I go or whatever. Now, the other person comes in, and if it's my ball, I see their paddle going flying in front of me,
Yes,
and it interrupts my go pattern
that's right.
or your go pattern. So I go. If you're playing with a person that you played with, it becomes almost natural. You don't have to say I go, my go. You don't have to
You
do
know it,
that.
you feel it because you are already a team.
You kind of sense when
Yes,
they're going to go and
that's
when, but with new people, communication, not violently, just very calmly.
this is a really great point. There's someone who plays at True where I play. I don't play with him. He plays with other people. He's too verbal for me and loud, but he goes, mine. And they're on the other side. And I'm like, whoa, yes, of course it was yours. Go get it. But we don't have to all be announced. But that's what he does.
It's
So
kind of startling.
it
It
is a
kind
little
of
bit.
throws you off a little bit.
It does,
You
and
know.
it takes your attention away from the ball and on to something else entirely.
Now, I remember playing with a fellow who would say mine when it was obviously mine, or no, he would say you on every
Oh,
ball, and when it was obviously mine, and that's
right.
annoying as well. So I want to say
That's
this
a
is just
great point.
practice in
That's a
opening up your
great
mouth.
point. So, what about the idea that you don't just say, I go or yours? You only say it when you believe it should be yours. In other words, not identify for the other person, yours. Maybe it should only be mine or I go or me when you know it's yours. And then the other person has to assume either it's not Deb's or mine and has to be theirs. I think the saying of you, that's a really good point. Saying you almost puts them on the spot.
Or you might say help.
Help if, oh, yes, that's
You might
another
say
good one.
help.
When you get lobbed, when
Yeah.
someone lobs over your
Or
head,
just help. You know,
help.
just a little word. You,
That's so
me,
cute.
help.
Help meaning I can't do it.
It might be that you're off balance.
Right.
You're out of position.
Yes.
So help means cover my
You.
backside.
Yes, for
Help.
sure. Yeah, help. You're either out of position, out of balance, or they've drawn you off the court. And in theory, your partner should already know.
And
You have
if you
to be
notice
the
at the
ball.
pro level, they don't communicate a lot, but they say they do communicate. And I think as mere amateurs, we
Yes,
have to communicate. We have to communicate,
we'll
actually in
dunk
divorce
without
court.
it. Yeah,
In divorce court. Yeah, the middle
divorce
ball.
court. I love that divorce court being the middle. When I've played sometimes in tournaments or even rec play with Taylor Cobb, who's one of the coaches on Pickleball Obsession, someone you have coached others with in camps up
I
in
love
Bedford,
Taylor.
Vermont, and he's a lefty. So even though I'm now, because I have two other young men that I play with who are lefties and we stack. So I do get that when there's two forehands in the middle, that's a different kind of divorce court because whose is it?
Well,
Maybe they're
the
younger and
person,
quicker and better.
the player in front has right of way.
Oh, I like that.
The
But he
player in
says I
front.
go. He says I go early, like as he's going to the ball. And it's so great. It's oh good. So
Yeah.
you're going to take that one. Whatever comes next, we'll see.
And last week we discussed respect the X.
Yes,
Respect
we
the
did.
X.
Hmm.
So what is the pattern of the shot? Whose area is it going to?
That's right.
And who is a stronger player? So the stronger
Right.
player just might have right of way over the weaker player
I like that.
in general.
That's
So,
right.
but if you're all equal, you both have to cover everything. Yeah.
Yep.
But then there are allowances made for the stronger player to take more court.
That's right. Be bigger on the court. And as you say, be a little ahead. Be a better anticipator. See the ball sooner, expect the ball sooner. Therefore, they're already in that sort of primary position. But he still says,
And
I
please
go.
say, you know, with your partner, if you call it, you are never wrong.
Oh, that's nice. Explain that. That's a good one.
It's our ball. We're a team.
Oh,
We're a
nice.
team. We're
I
trying to work
remember you
together
saying
here.
that once in the 3-day pickleball camp I took with you. I forgot that because someone could say, that was my ball. It's whoa, really? And Deb would say, it's our ball. We're together on this side of the court.
And if you chose to take it, go for it. Go
Yes.
for it. I'd rather
Yeah.
you go for it than it's not our ball. It's not forehand, backhand.
Yes.
It's not, but it could be the X pattern. It could be the X pattern.
But with a lefty, they've got a lot. They're probably going to hit a more challenging ball to the
But
opponents with their forehand.
let's say the lefty
Okay.
chooses to take more court.
Okay.
Then it's particularly important where the lefty goes with his ball that so he doesn't get burned. So he
Even though,
has to have better selection of
yeah.
what he does. And
Yeah.
he certainly he or she wants to have more connections with the ball
So
than the
they
weaker
get burned
person.
down the line, the lefties, when they
They
get burned,
would
don't they?
if they don't hit a smart shot. So you might
Right.
take the ball, but what you do with it is another question.
Correct.
But mine, what are you going to do with it? Mine,
Well,
what are you going to
okay.
do with it?
How about this one? How about when you say mine, and then either you don't get there in a timely enough fashion, at least as your partner feels it, or you say mine, and your partner's already going for it, or the partner says me or I go, but I've already started to hit it. Then we're really in
That
a
happens. That
it does.
happens.
So what do
Give it
we
a
do
little
with that? How
grace.
bad should we feel about that?
No, not bad. Not
Okay.
bad. It's better two than none. Better
Yes,
two than none.
I like that.
Both
That's a good
go.
one.
Yeah.
I like
No
that.
go. It's gone.
Yeah. And often when you said about someone's paddle interrupting your shot, sometimes people will say, I go, or they are just going for it. And the other one kind of moves and startles you. And then you
Then you
both
back
say, oh,
off.
I didn't want to hit you. Yeah,
Mm,
okay, we don't want to hit each
mm,
other, but
mm.
you have to just stick with it. Be
Yeah,
committed
yeah,
to that
yeah,
ball.
yeah. And it's fun. This is
Yeah,
all fun. So it's
exactly.
choices, right? And it's
Right.
communication. And
Hmm.
sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're right. I go and I blow it. You go and you blow
Right.
it. So
Right.
what?
Exactly. But at
Give
least
some
you made a
grace to your
decision.
partner.
I like that. And to yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You say I go, and then you go, oh, all people will say, I've got it. That's another thing. They'll say, I've got it. And as soon as they've dunked it in the net, they say, I didn't have it. And it's
Nah.
funny because
But they really did have it.
yeah,
They
they
just
did.
didn't execute what they wanted to do with it.
That's
They might have
right.
had it. They didn't do what they wanted to do. It's still their ball.
Because they called it and it was
Yeah,
on their
yeah.
paddle. Yeah.
So
And I think that's one of the things is a little more grace towards ourselves and each other. Because when you do say mine or I go or I've got it, it's embarrassing when you blow it because you've actually publicly announced you're going to do it. So it puts you on the spot.
yeah, but
Let's
it's better
go.
than
Exactly.
it's better. It's
Yeah.
fun. I'll go.
Yeah.
I
I
had one partner once that said, "Me," really
go.
loud, and
Oof.
it startled me. I said, that's grating. You
Yes.
can communicate very quietly,
Yeah.
Ben, Anna. You
Yeah.
can just say it very
Yeah.
quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just
And
say
it
me.
calms you down a little bit too.
It does.
The voice calms you down. So the way you say it is, if
Very
it's too
important.
loud, it's grating. And also, yours implies hit the ball hard.
Yes, you know what? That's another one that we could discuss in another episode, or maybe just wrap up this one by saying, when someone says, I'm clearly going for the ball, it's clearly should be mine. And they say, You've got it. I'm like, whoa, there's something about, whoa, okay, I was already getting it. And now you've told me I've got it and I've got to get it. And is that sort of along those lines?
Yeah, it's something like you've clearly got it. It's clearly a time to hit a winner, and they yell, "Go!"
Yes, thank you. Exactly. You think, oh no, I was just going to do it so well. And now you scared me out of my sneakers.
That scares.
Yeah. This is great, Deb. This is really wonderful. It's small stuff and it makes such a difference, not only in terms of the outcome of each point or each game, but in the outcome of what your experience is.
I want to also mention body language and all of that stuff that when you're playing with your partner, it's the verbal tone, the connection,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the way you look. Tap paddles occasionally,
Yes.
smile a lot.
Yes.
You'll get the next one, all
Yes.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Be careful of being too condescending.
Ooh.
Condescending. In other words, talking so much that it
Yeah.
becomes annoying.
Yeah. And then they don't hear the thing they need to hear, which is I go.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
There's so much other chatter.
There's keep it
Yeah.
limited and don't offer instruction. It's paid for or asked.
No, this is a very different issue. This is really
So the communication doesn't mean, oh, you missed the ball. This is
no.
why you missed
No, it's just I go,
it.
me or mine. Deb,
Yeah.
thank you so much. We'll be back soon with more of Deb Harrison, Pickle Pong
Okay.
Deb, the best. Thank you, Deb.
Bye.